So talk to us about embodiment.
So embodiment, I love talking about embodiment. It's definitely becoming more of a buzzword. Like I'm hearing it more often these days. And I think people are becoming more aware of it, more curious about it. But for me, I think of embodiment almost like the sister to mindfulness, but it's kind of like a deeper level of mindfulness because it's about awareness of what's happening in your body. So that's sensations, that's feelings, that's just being present to everything that's happening within your body in the moment. A lot of women are actually disembodied in the sense that we are afraid to feel. We believe that feelings can be scary, feelings can be unsafe. Maybe we'll be overwhelmed by our feelings. If you think of how many little girls grew up and, were reprimanded. Big girls don't cry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
People still say that, right? Like put your big girl pants on. Or, maybe we even observed our mothers, if they disregarded their feelings, we are more likely to do that as we grow up as well, because that's what mom did. Or maybe, unfortunately, our mothers dismissed our own feelings because she was uncomfortable with feelings anyway. So it's really about being present to yourself, because when you're present to yourself, you can be present to everyone else. And that is really the foundation for everything. Just bringing this really gentle, loving presence to yourself and all of yourself, the quote unquote bad parts and the good parts, the parts you like to show to people and the parts you kind of don't want to show to people that you want to hide.
One of the things that you are very intentional about in social media is sharing about your meditation practice and sharing you offer drop-in meditation. Talk to us about how meditation kind of goes hand in hand with embodiment.
Yeah, so the drop-in process, and actually that's something that happens on every embodiment coaching call. So it's a really nice way to start the session because we just take 10 minutes. And actually, I am doing the process too, because I need to be embodied as the coach to hold space for the client. But what it really does is just allow us to get out of our heads, because most of us are in our heads. We're up in our minds all day thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, and really slow that down and just drop into our body and just, how am I feeling? What sensations are coming up in my body? Where is it coming up in my body? When you do that, you naturally, your heart rate drops, your breathing rate slows down, instantly there's just like more of a calm, more of a presence. You become more just connected with your heart. So it's just a very quick way, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of just bringing that presence to yourself and just calming down your nervous system and de-stressing.
I feel like there's a stereotype that mindfulness meditation is out of reach for women of color. Sometimes when I talk to people about meditation, there's always like this like side look like, okay, you're going to sit there and just like do nothing. One thing that has been so important for me is to see people who are sharing an example of what's possible, and to see women of color coming in the space of sharing about mindfulness and meditation. And I think there's also some kind of back stereotype, especially for people of the Christian faith, that like mindfulness has this negative connotation. Putting it in a way that makes sense for women, that, first of all, you don't need 30 minutes to be in the present moment, but also sharing that, kind of giving everybody a hall pass to try it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
I really appreciate that, because I feel like I can say, I'll tell people, oh, check out Deepak's meditation. And they're like, well, he's obviously culturally already aligned to meditation. So it's nice to be like, hey, check out Claudine's 10-minute meditation to my clients of color, because then it gives them space to see somebody that looks like them.
Yeah. And in terms of what you said about like, Christianity, because, I'm Christian as well. And I think there can be a little bit of, hesitation, because there is sometimes misunderstanding about what meditation is or what it can be or what it does. And the way I like to think of it, I'm sure you've heard of this, is, we think of prayer as us communicating with God, but I like to think of meditation as us sitting in silence and allowing God to communicate with us. So being open to hear, divine guidance,
I
if you
love
will.
that.
Yeah, I usually explain that to people who might be more oriented towards, Christianity and may have
It's also,
concerns.
it doesn't have to be this elaborate practice. One of the
Exactly.
things, especially as mothers, I feel like we almost like don't give ourselves permission to be in the present moment. It's like go, 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 go. And in that short time frame, you can really kind of realign and embody who you are, and even just listen into what your body's feeling, what's racing through your mind. I always find it fascinating when I like just talk about thought downloads and like writing down all the things that in your head. And the funny
Hmm.
thing is you constantly think your mind is on the go, but for me, when I sit down to do a thought download, I'm always like, "Oh, I thought I had so many things and now only 5 things are coming up." So being in the present moment in meditation allows you to just kind of be in the now and not chasing what happened yesterday or what's going to happen in 5 minutes. Just be in the now and accept what is. And that is so important in order for us to kind of listen to what our bodies are telling us and what our brains are telling us.
Yeah, I don't know why it can feel so hard to do that. Like you said, we're either in the past or we're thinking about the future, but really where we are, where all the potential is in the present. That's where it is, right? We can't change what happened before, and we have the potential to change what happens in the future if we stay in the present, if we stay in the now.
I'm Shira Bergbauer, and you're listening to an excerpt from the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast. You can listen to the whole episode wherever you get your podcasts, and look out for new episodes out every Monday. You're doing a great job, Mama. I'll see you next week. Bye now.